This episode of Juice Guru Radio is brought to you by TriBest, making healthy living easy, and our upcoming cleanse, Juicing Survivor, at juicegururewind.com.
Welcome to Juice Guru Radio. Discover what the magic and power of juicing can do for you. And now, your host, best-selling author of The Complete Idiot's Guide to Juice Fasting, Steve Prussack.
I'm going to get started now, and the name of the presentation again is How to Detox and Build Your Body Clean with Juicing. That's the promise, and that's where we're going to take you, because I want you to take a minute right now. And just for 1 minute, think about your life. Think about the years in your life. Like, do we want to live a long life? Or, like we like to say, is it the life in our years just as important? You know, in each minute, the life in those minutes. Because this woman right here is 80 years old. 80 years old, this woman on the left. The woman on the right is the same age. So I want you to take a minute and think about the life in your years, the years in your life. And don't worry, guys, I got you covered too. This guy right here is the same age. So just take a minute to think about that. What does it mean to you to live life to the fullest? And is it just about living a long life, or is it about every minute that counts? I just want you to tune into that for 1 minute. Because for me, I mean, by the time I got out of college, Carolyn, you know this, out on Facebook, I was the guy on the left. I was overweight, out of shape. I couldn't walk up a flight of stairs without gasping for breath. Couldn't sit upright behind my desk on Wall Street without slumping after a while because my core muscles were so weak. Smoking over a pack of cigarettes a day. I lived in a fraternity house in college. I ate fried food all the time. And McDonald's, you name it. And it caught up with me. And it was juicing on the right that turned it around for me. It gave me my life back, the vibrancy. And it was during my first juice cleanse that nicotine came out the tips of my fingers, a black soot that smelled like nicotine. And I knew then, whoa, I got to get this information out to people. They weren't telling me about this at Monmouth College. They weren't saying, well, why don't you have that juice instead of the keg that we had in the teak house every weekend? Why not some fresh cold-pressed juice? And it turned my life around from there, and I've been on this journey for the last 26 years. So that's why I want to share this with you. I want to share how to build your body clean with juicing. So this is what I'm going to deliver in this next half hour. Okay, I'm not going to take a lot of your time here. I'm going to share with you how to flush out decades of toxins. So like me, you can get it out of your body, because that nicotine that built up in my body, that didn't happen overnight. And I was off cigarettes for like 8 years, 7 years by the time I was able to cleanse and get it out of my body. And what would have it done to my, what kind of sickness, what kind of medication would I be alive right now had I not gotten those toxins out that was deep in my tissues that eating right and exercise didn't do? It was still deep in my tissues. We'll explain more about that. I'm going to show you how to be an age boss and how to make those years count, how to make every minute count in your life and live vibrant and full of energy, and how to easily get started, right? It doesn't have to be hard. It doesn't have to be expensive. It doesn't have to take up all your time. It doesn't have to consume you or make you a social outcast or any of that. And I'm going to show you how to get started with that. So how's that sound? If that sounds good to you, type okay, yes, I'm down in the chat box. And if you're on Facebook, type yes, okay, sounds good, Steve. Take me on the journey. Show me what you got. Let me see. Anybody in the chat box coming in on there? Jennifer said yes. Sheila's yes. And Helene said sounds good. And June said yes, take us on the journey. Eric Jago. Yep. Eric, I don't know. I was talking about you at the top. I hope you didn't hear me. I was talking about your barbecue juice. And Gina said yes. Sally, yes, Sally. Certified juice therapist, just got certified this week. Congratulations to her. KJ said yes. And Faye, always ready to do this. Deanna said yes. Crystal said yes. Eric didn't write back in that he heard me about, the barbecue and the juice next to it. We were talking about that earlier. Thank you, Eric, because we've got lots of friends from the old school, from the Arbors, Old Bridge, Cedar Ridge, Carl Sandburg, McDivitt School, Eric. They're all here with us. They've all come back. Isn't it amazing? And he did hear me. Okay, so I can look forward to hearing from him later about that. And Diana said yes. So let's get started. Because why is it that we live in this polluted world? You can say, why do we need to cleanse? Is there any consequence when we're living in an environment that's polluted from the land that we walk on, to the water in the ocean, to the fish that wash up on the shores because they can't live in that toxic environment anymore. And our tank, our air, that's our tank. It's polluted too. We can't escape. I don't care what diet you eat, or I don't care what hydrotherapy program you did or meditation. We're all victim to this. And even down to the food we eat, from the pesticides, fungicides, herbicides, chemicals that they spray on your food. They didn't do that for your parents. They didn't do that for our grandparents. This is relatively new, how they're spraying the food and genetically engineering and creating a really toxic world for us to live in. And our bodies pay the price with the heavy metals and poisons that are just in our environment. It's in our food. It's in our bodies, and it's making us not only overweight, it's dumbing us down. We can't think as clear. We have less energy. We age before our time. You saw those images at the beginning of what aging could be when we put the right things in our body. It's not just food. I don't even care if you're eating a vegan diet or raw vegan diet. We're all living on this polluted planet. That's the sad truth, but we're not going to get down about that. We're going to take responsibility for our own health about that. Okay, we're going to cleanse that out of our body because it just builds up no matter what we do, no matter how many times you do it. Even if you cleanse your body one time, it's still going to build up again. That's the sad truth. Your intestines, your body cannot, like I told you, that nicotine came out the tips of my fingers. It was deep in those tissues. I couldn't get it out just by eating healthy and exercising. It wouldn't come out. It was that juice cleanse where the cracks of my fingers opened up, and it was a nicotine, this dark soot that smelled like nicotine. And I said, if that was in my body and all I did was get out of the way for it to come out, what else is in my body? What would that have done to me down the road? So what we want to do is flush out the decades of toxins. You do, trust me, better out than in. And I'm going to tell you this, along with those toxins come those stored emotions. Especially us guys, we have a tendency to swallow our emotions and keep them trapped in our cells. We're going to flush it all out with the toxins that were built up for decades. Now, this is no secret. I talked about this in my first book, The Complete Idiot's Guide to Juice Fasting. It was this book deal. It was because I was blogging at the time. At the time when I got this book deal all those years ago, I was blogging about this incredible thing about the nicotine coming out my fingers and what juicing was doing for me. And they gave me a book deal because of it, because I know it works. And I'm inspired to teach you how to get started with this. Why? Why juice cleanse? Yeah, like I said, you want to detoxify these stored toxins in your body. You want to get them out. We want to lose weight. We want to operate at our ideal weight. It's just easier to navigate through our landscape when we're not loaded down by extra weight. We're just more energized. We're not out of breath when we reach the top of a few steps. And it gives us a break from digestion so our body can heal. We, as a society, eat too much. As one of our medical advisors said, we're underfed and overnourished. We're overfed and undernourished. Overfed and undernourished because we eat so much and we're not eating the right things. And it's not getting absorbed in our body because it's so built up with these toxins. It's not getting absorbed. And so we want more food because our needs aren't being met. Well, when we get out of the way of that, and finally your body says, thank you, I can actually do those mundane processes that I can't do because you're always getting in the way because you're eating food throughout the day, snacking and doing all this, and then drinking a beer when you get home from work or wine or whatever, and I don't have a chance. I don't have a chance. So we're giving our body a chance. We're out of the way. It's not digesting, and then it starts to heal those processes that otherwise it never has the chance. And we can overcome those food addictions. Because I'll tell you another thing, your body's going to reset. Your taste buds reset. You start to crave healthier foods because your body starts to teach you, become more intuitive. You start to learn the right foods that you want. So it's an overall reset that happens when we do a juice cleanse. And we're just talking about cold-pressed juice here. And I know a lot of you have a juicer. A lot of you have an amazing juicer. And we're saying, flood your body with the juice during your juice cleanse. And you don't have to starve. The word cleanse makes people think, all right, I'm going to have to starve. But no. And in the book, we talk about it. We say Juice feast. 4 32-ounce juices a day. You're constantly nourished. You don't have to run away to a retreat and pay all that money and do a water fast, which, water fast, you're going to detoxify too, but it's a lot harder to because you're really hungry on a water fast. Here, you're not hungry at all because you're being fed. Your body is getting nutrients unlike ever before. I mean, it's getting so many nutrients, it doesn't even know what to do, and you're left to heal. And other things happen along the way, which I'll share too. So we're getting through the mucoid plaque, the built-up fat in our cells by cleansing, getting out of the way. I really want to sell you on this idea and show you how easy it could be to do this. And we're talking about you are your own juicery. We're not talking about that bottled stuff in the store. We're not saying get the HPP high-pressure juice, which you'll find at Whole Foods. They call it cold-pressed juice. But you look on the back of the bottle, it's HPP, high pressure, stays on the shelf for 40 days. We're talking about a cold-pressed juice that is stable up to 3 days before it starts breaking down, losing its enzymes when we use the right juicer, and there's a difference. So, Stephanie, I love that you're doing the cold-pressed juice. You know about the benefits in that. Now, there are doctors out there, and even in the health community, that'll say that juicing is the greatest travesty, that it's the worst thing to happen, that people aren't going to eat healthy, and it's not the best way to get food. And thankfully, the studies prove different. And we're talking about daily juicing here even. This study showed that 4 shots of kale juice every day for 3 months lowered cholesterol to the same extent as if people had exercised 1 hour 7 days a week. Okay, there's another study that showed daily orange juice. I'm not talking about Tropicana here. I'm talking about orange juice can help prevent chronic disease. And this other study that showed that a daily dose of beet juice significantly decreased systolic blood pressure. It's also been shown to improve memory in elderly. And there was a study that showed that beet juice improved athletic performance. And this one was 2013 Journal of Nutrition. And luckily, we have a medical advisory board that supports the work we're doing in juicing. Dr. Joel Furman, who is now recommending juice cleansing. Maybe in the past he didn't. He gets it now. Recommends juice fasting, is on our advisory board, as well as Dr. Joel Kahn, who will be at the plant conference that I'm speaking at next week. America's #1 heart doctor, Dr. Pankaj Vij, medical doctor, Dr. Thomas Lodi, Dr. Gabriel Cousins, all of these doctors on our medical advisory board. All of them use juicing in their recommendations, in their protocols. Juicing is used in cancer clinics to help patients heal from cancer mostly in European countries, but also some of our medical doctors are using. Dr. Thomas Lodi over in Oasis of Healing in Arizona using juicing to work with cancer patients. Dr. Gabriel Cousins in Patagonia, Arizona, at the Tree of Life, is using juicing to reverse diabetes. He has a whole book about that, a whole protocol for that. He uses green juices, not the fruit juices. In Gerson therapy, of course, right, everyone? 1935, 1940, Dr. Max Gerson came to the United States with juicing, started healing people, tuberculosis on himself. His daughter Charlotte carries on the message. Even today in the Gerson therapy clinics, using juicing to heal from disease. And they're using carrot apple juice. They're using carrot apple juice, okay? So they're using a sweet juice. We're not even talking about the green juice there. Cold-pressed, fresh, organic juice. You are your own distillery. You are your own pasture. You don't have to pasteurize it. You make it fresh yourself, and juice cleansing is the way to do it. This is the way to get the toxins out, and this is the way to get your life back. Now, here we have Diana, and if you guys are watching on Juice Guru Community, Diana, I hope you're here, or you're watching the replay. I'm putting this up because you posted this, you gave me this, then you told me, yes, your books changed my life, and yes, you did a juice cleanse, and yes, it turned your life around, and yes, she's here. Hi, Diana. Hi, Diana. You didn't even know I was doing this, sorry. But I'm sure you give me the full rights to present and include your inspiration, right? I hope you give me the rights. I know you do. Because I already shared it publicly in the Juice Guru community. And so, of course. And not only that, so I love that Diana is here. I had no idea she'd be here. Not only has it turned her life around, but she has inspired others just like we are and wanted to do with our work, her friends and family. This is her son. And there he is on his before, and you can see how he progressed during a long-term juice fast. You don't have to jump into a long-term juice fast, but just look how he got his life back. And I'm not talking about the fact that he lost weight and looks amazing. Yes. And he's a young guy. Yes. But look at the vibrancy. Look at the vibrancy that it brings back. Look at the life the juicing brings back to your body. Life feeds life. And what else can we say about that? Most of us are eating death. We're eating death. We're eating over-processed foods, no matter what our diet is. I don't care if it's standard American diet, paleo, vegan, whatever. We're eating mainly processed foods. Most even vegetarians aren't eating enough fruits and vegetables. 9% of Americans are getting their daily values met when it comes to fruits, vegetables, and the minerals, vitamins, phytonutrients that they require. 9%. The juice helps us exceed that value. And I want to move now into the next part. Sheila said, love is light. And Diana said, yes, my son. Thank you, Diana. Thank you for sharing that with the community. I want to share how to be an age boss. Because, yes, we talked about juice cleansing, and it is amazing, and it's the perfect start to kick off your journey, but it doesn't end there. And I know Diana would tell you the same thing. I know she would tell you the same thing. It also matters what we eat and how we live our lives, because you want to be an age boss. We define an age boss. It's a noun. Okay, you're not going to find it in Webster. You'll find it in the Juice Guru method. Okay, that's what we call the work we do. The Juice Guru method defines age boss as a person who has mastered how to take charge of your health, weight, and energy and rewind the clock naturally, or at least freeze the clock, slow the clock, slow down time. And that's what we want to do, because we're all moving so fast through time and our busy day and our crazy worlds that we want to slow it down and enjoy the life in our years. We want to get off the diet roller coaster, because even with the juice cleansing, I'll tell you, and I know from personal experience that I went up and down with my weight, even eating the best food ever and doing a juice cleanse every now and then getting the weight back. And we'll tell you, I surveyed 200 people, the only survey of this kind. I surveyed 200 people that did a juice fast, similar to what we have in our book, and 100% gained the weight back that they lost within a few weeks. 100%. There's a small sample, but it tells you that's a problem. Okay, it's not just juice cleansing. We need more in our life. We want to get off this diet roller coaster. We don't want to hop on the new latest trends, BS fads, and all that other stuff. We want to eat the right foods, yes, but even more than that, if you want sustained energy, vibrancy, and more, which I'm going to share with you, you're going to want to adapt what came out in our next book and what came from the work we're doing now, and it's daily juicing. Daily juicing. It's what Juice Guru, our second book, is about, that was endorsed by the juice man himself, Jay Kordich, who we lost last year, who said that we wrote a guide unlike anything else to inspire you to a level of health unlike ever before. And this is the next key to it, okay? We want to become an age boss. We want to get that daily juice in. First, I'm going to explain. I almost gave it away, but I'm going to explain to you the protocol for daily juice. And again, here, we're going to talk about cold, fresh juice, not the stuff you're going to find on the shelf. And there's a reason for that, and I'll explain. Because when we go to sleep every night, it's funny. You know, people come to me, Eric, you might say, Steve, I can't fast. And I'll say, Eric, that's not true, because you fast every night. Every night for those 7-8 hours that you're laying there, finally you're not eating. Finally you're not making a we're not causing damage with our fork or spoon. We're not. We can't, because we're sleeping. And, you know, if we could, we probably would. But we can't, so we don't. And what happens? Your body rejuvenates on a molecular level, deep in your cells. It starts replenishing and repairing and doing all this good. It's saying, thank you, Eric. Thank you, Julie. Thank you, Carolyn. Thank you for getting out of the way. Thank you, Sheila and Karen and Stephanie. And then we wake up in the morning, and what do? We typically we'll go to the kitchen and have eggs, bacon, tofu scramble, veggie bacon, muffins, you name it, cereals, French toast, pancakes, whatever it is, and we offset all the good we just did overnight. We reverse the good. And I had that idea, I was like, when we do a juice cleanse, it's really important how you break it. You don't want to undo the good you did. You want to come off that cleanse gentle because you're detoxing. Your body is repairing. You can't just eat a veggie burger, a hamburger, or anything else, or even a steak. And in fact, if you did, you might end up in the hospital. And we have disclaimers all throughout the book about that. You have to come off gentle to continue the good. So the idea was, if we're fasting every night, why not come off it good with a fresh cold pressed juice? And this idea kind of plays into what we know to be true about intermittent fasting. Anybody do intermittent fasting? Go ahead and type yes in the box if you know about intermittent fasting, because Dr. Joel Fuhrman talks about that too. He says a calorie restrictive diet is better. As humans, we're overeating. We need to eat less. What a great way to eat less and get yourself on intermittent fasting, eating less program than putting a cold, fresh juice in your body first thing in the morning on an empty stomach. I'm going to tell you exactly how to do it. I'm going to tell you how to get started with that. I'm going to take the guesswork out. I'm going to take all the excuses that it's going to be too hard to do. It's going to take too much money, too hard to clean. But everyone's typing in the chat box. I love it. Let's see. Heard about it, haven't tried it. Katrina said, Jennifer, yes, but the water fast was hard. Right, I'm talking about intermittent fasting, but water fasting is not something we recommend, unless you go to a clinic, okay, a retreat. And that's very expensive. What we're recommending with juice fasting, that's something we can do at home. Brenda, another member of the Certified Juice Therapy Program and member of the Just Grew Rewind is here. The phenomenal Brenda Hinton said, yes, great for me to intermittent fast. Great, Brenda, love you. Gina said yes every day. Sally, yes, great health too. And Sheila said yes. Julie said I try. Omu said yes. All right, you guys get all that. Love it, love it, love it. And who else? Oh, yeah, okay. Judy said I do intermittent fast, and I've done a 23-day juice fast over Christmas and New Year's. I juice daily. Great. Great. What better way? And so let's go deeper with this, because why is it that having this juice first thing in the morning on an empty stomach is such a great idea than what other people have recommended before, like have a juice with a meal or something like that? Well, we know when we eat our food that it takes about 6 to 8 hours to break down these heavy meals. These heavy foods take, on average, 6 to 8 hours. But when you flood your body with a juice, it takes 15 minutes. So when we sleep and, our body has restored over the 8 hours, hopefully, that we slept, well, we can put the juice in. Nothing's going to get out of the way of the absorption. It's going to go right into your bloodstream, feed your cells on a molecular level, and it's amazing for that reason too. So there are a few things at play here that make the daily juicing incredible. Here are just some of the benefits that we've found since our books come out, since we've worked with thousands of people to get on a daily juice program. And that's daily juice alone. Both of these components, it's the boom with the detox and the juice fast and the boom with the daily juice that we know it's all amazing. We get increased energy from this. We're protected against certain diseases, and we get better sleep at night. And anyone can do it. Children, pregnant, women, elderly. I didn't mention that before. If you want to do a juice cleanse, we're not going to put our kids on this, or pregnant women, or the elderly. It's not something we would recommend. But daily juicing is something that anyone can do, and it's beneficial to everyone. So here it is. I'm going to give you the daily juice protocol, or you can go buy my book. Would you rather go buy my book, or do you want me to share with you the protocol to do this? It's up to you. I don't have to share it. Go ahead and type in the box. Let me know if you'd rather me share it. Although probably a lot of you already have the book, but when I'm doing the conference in California next week, most of them won't have my book. So, and it's okay. I'm going to give it to you whether you want it or not, and maybe you'll say you have it already. Jennifer said both. Oh, okay, both. Thank you. And Elizabeth said share. Jude said share. Julie said buy the book, and Brenda said share it, Steve. Always great to hear. Right. Let's reinforce the protocol. So it's 24 to 32 ounces of juice a day, first thing in the morning on an empty stomach, rinse and repeat. Okay, we're going to do that the next day. We're going to set it up as a habit. And stay tuned, okay, because I'm going to show you in just a little bit here how you can do this. And I don't care if you don't even have a juicer or a blender. I'm going to show you how you can do this and get started doing it. There'll be no barriers, no excuses. I'm going to show you that too. So stay tuned for that. I'm really excited. Let's continue the journey. Because you might say now, Steve, I've heard that there's a lot of sugar in those fruit juices, and I don't know about that. You're saying Gerson Clinic uses the carrot apple in their juices, and yes, carrots are hybridized. They have a lot of sugar in them and all that, and oh, thank you for that, Sally. Sally said, both, of course, reading one completely is the weekend goal. Awesome. So I'd love to hear what you think of it. And thank you, Sheila said, share and buy the book too. It's on Amazon if you guys want it. Great. So what do we say about fruit juices, right? What do we say about that? You know, here's one thing to keep in mind. I posted this in the Juice Guru community. You guys might have seen the post about this just about a week ago. I know, Karen, you had commented on this. These are not the same. On the left side, we've got fruit juice, fruit sugar, and on the right, we've got table sugar. Not the same. Here's the truth about juicing fruits. What we know now, according to the science, some fruits, like apples, actually regulate your blood sugar. There's a phytonutrient in the apple that regulates your blood sugar. So we don't have a lot of fear about putting 1 or 2 apples in our juice. Many fruits used in juicing are low glycemic, like apples and grapes and lemons and limes. So we're not really worried about that. And let's not forget that fruits have unique phytonutrient properties, magic in those fruits that heal our body that you're not going to get from your vegetables. So what other way to get these incredible healing fruits into our body, these phytonutrients? I shared those studies before. And by the way, those studies that I shared with you were based on fruits. But it is concentrated, right? So we do say it's best to limit. You might want to water it down 50-50 on those fruit juices. It will raise your blood sugar when we're doing a fruit juice. Even a green juice will raise your blood sugar, even if you're not even putting an apple in there or carrots or any of that. Even if you're just using celery and cucumber and lemon as your base, it'll raise your blood sugar. So we always say drink your juice over 20 to 30 minutes. Just, gently sip it throughout your morning, 20, 30 minutes, if you're using a good juicer. If you're using, we'll talk about juicers, and we will progress towards greener juices. We do find as we move, as we get more amazing healing to our body, as our body resets, we start to crave the greener juices, and there's a lot of benefits to that. It really balances our body. So, historically, with juice cleansing, if you look back through the years, through the centuries, through the decades, I should say, not so much the centuries, but you'll find that they always talk about, Dr. Pelo always said, it's the fruit juices that cleanse the body and the green juices that build the body. So if we could do a balance, we're doing great. And this right here, so this study talked about that phytonutrient, the same one that's in the apple is in berries, and this study in 2012, American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, showed that this phytonutrient stopped sugar from being absorbed into the bloodstream. It didn't cross the blood-brain barrier either. So we're okay adding some apple to your juice to sweeten it up and make it more palatable. If that's where you are in the journey, go ahead and do it. And then you can progress to green apples, Granny Smith apples, because they have less sugar in them, okay? But here's the thing. When you go to the store and you see this, well, this is where those doctors are saying it's the greatest travesty, because these juices are over-processed, pasteurized. They add sugar to these juices. They add flavor enhancers to these juices. They add vitamins and minerals back into these juices. That's how over-processed they are. And I'm talking, even if it's organic, it's an issue. So we're talking about, again, cold-pressed juice. Even the HPP juices that are labeled as cold-pressed, look at the label. They're not cold-pressed. It's better than a Hawaiian Punch, though, which I used to drink as a kid, an HPP juice. But there's a continuum. We want to work our way. We want to give our bodies the best. And so take, for example, Veronica. Now, she came to me. She had been through it all. Okay, Veronica was someone, she went to her nutritionist. They put her on a caveman diet. They sent her to the gym to work out. They gave her the green powders and said, do this and exercise more. And Veronica hit a wall. She said, you know what? I'm not losing weight. And in fact, I'm actually gaining weight and I don't feel good. And so her nutritionist said, eat more. This is true. They actually said, eat more. Veronica, I don't know if you're on here, but if you are, type I'm here in the box. But the thing about it is, she followed their advice. She ate more. She gained more weight. She hit a wall. She came to me. She said, Steve, what do I do? I don't even know anymore. And we said, whoa, whoa. Okay, wait a minute. You mean try juice and eating better and kind of intermittent fasting. If I do the daily juice, first thing in the morning, I don't have to eat a meal till noon, and that's going to help. And it did. And if you look at Veronica over a short time, it's only been a few months she's been with us. Her eyes are brighter. Her skin is glowing. I mean, if you look at her before and after, you'll see. Now, I want to remind you here, you could see how much thinner her face looks, but I want to remind you that Veronica is someone that didn't even do a juice cleanse. I'd love for her to do a juice cleanse. She's not there yet. We're all our own journey, and I want to know by the end if you're ready to do a juice cleanse, if I've inspired you yet, because I would like her to do a juice cleanse and then keep going. There's a reason. Our medical advisory board recommends a juice cleanse 4 times a year with the changing seasons, 3 to 4 times a year. And that can be, your best prescription for success here to be an age boss is the daily juice program along with the cleansing 3 to 4 times a year with the changing seasons. With the daily juice, we find brighter eyes. You saw that with Veronica in a short time. Increased well-being, overcoming depression, if you can believe that. And I'm talking about daily juicing here. Boundless energy that we don't even know what to do with, that we're just always wanting to move our bodies, improved health. People are getting off their medications. And by the way, disclaimer, if you are changing your diet or going on a juice program or a juice cleanse, please, if you're on medication, please work with your doctor, one-on-one with your doctor. Our medical advisory board won't work with anyone just by recommending. You have to work with your doctor because your body won't require as much medication. It might, decrease until they get you off it. You can't do that alone. You can't figure that out alone. You need an open-minded doctor that understands that, look, a lifestyle doctor, lifestyle modification doctor, lifestyle medicine doctor is who you want to work with, that understands that when you change your lifestyle, your health changes. And there's more and more lifestyle medicine doctors out there that get this, and they're the ones you want to work with. So, yes, and we're seeing improved blood and so much more, and prevention of disease. Like how? Well, like I said before, it's detoxifying, it's anti-inflammatory, so it prevents against chronic and acute diseases. It boosts your alkalinity. Someone might say, what's that? What are you even talking about? Alkalinity. There's an acid-alkaline balance that we want to maintain in the body, and most of us are too acidic from the animal foods, from the dairy, from the toxic environment even if you're eating a lot of alkaline foods. We want to get more alkaline. Yes, you can get too alkaline and need a little acidic, but usually that's not the case. We want to get more alkaline. And the juice is full of those concentrated nutrients. I told you we're not getting those needs met. We're not getting those needs met. 9% of Americans. And it's got those active enzymes. You're not going to find that in a bottle of juice. There's active enzymes in this nutrient-rich juice that floods your body, carries it around, it carries it to your cells, and we want those active living enzymes in our juices. Okay, if you're into it, type yes, I'm into it. Type it in the chat box. Say, okay, Steve, all right, you have me. I kind of get it. Maybe I want to try daily juicing. Maybe I want to try a juice cleanse. Maybe I'm going to do your summer cleanse next week even. Maybe even that. And if you're in and you want to do the summer cleanse next week, which we're going to put out for free, as you already know, type yes in the chat box below. Type it in the chat box here. I would love to do this with you next Thursday if that's something that works for you. Let me see in the chat box here. Karen, no problem about juice fasting, having juice daily and reducing the amount of food. And Sheila's in. And KJ's in. And Sally, I love my daily juicing. Gosh, you guys typing so fast I can't even keep up. Again, make it up. Gina said, I'm starting Monday. Faye said yes. Fatima said yes and yes. And Uma said next Thursday, yes. And Debbie's in too. And did I miss anyone above there? I think not. I don't think so, but awesome. And if you said yes on Facebook, I'll check in with you. Brenda will be traveling. That's okay, Brenda. You're already in the rewind. You get access to that cleanse, so you can do it on your own, but I'm here to support you. Deanna's in, and Lauren said, I would love to, but I work next Thursday. And again, this is something we can do even while we're working. It's not a water fast. It's something we can do and work, and we'll show you how. So anyway, this is how to get started. I don't care if you're doing a juice cleanse, if you're daily juice, and this is how easy it could be. Now, people ask me, all right, Steve, I'm ready. I got my blender. I got my DynaBlend or my Vitamix or my, the NutriBlast or whatever. These are not the same, and I want to clear up the misconception about blended foods versus juicing. Okay, because this continues to this day due to the infomercials and the misinformation and the NutriBlasts. It's not juicing. And we love smoothies. I want to clear that up. We're not haters of the smoothies. We have a DynaBlend vacuum-sealed blender where we can make smoothies that'll last up to 3 days. But there's a difference. Vitamix, BlendTech, NutriBlends are not juicers. And a recent study from a third party showed that juices are 2 times more nutritious, ounce for ounce, vegetable for vegetable, fruit for fruit, than the blended food, the blended smoothie, the green smoothie. And why is that? There's a few reasons for that. The blender, first of all, oxidizes your food. It spins so fast it puts air into it. A quick lesson in that, say, I don't know what oxidation is. When you cut an apple and it turns brown after like 15 minutes, or your avocado, you cut it open and after a half hour it turns brown. That's oxidation. The air has broken it down. It's going to spoil, and that's the end of it. So with a blender, we're getting the same kind of result. We're putting the air into it. It's broken down. But when we do a cold press juice, we're crushing it the way we would chew it. I like to think of it like this. When you're blending, it's great. It takes away the mastication, the chewing, but your body's left to digest all that food and the pulp, all that juice and the pulp. The pulp, the fiber. The fiber is good. And you say, yes, Steve, fiber is good, isn't it? My doctor says I need more of it. And yes, we're talking about giving our body a break. We're talking about supplementation. So with daily juicing, we're just supplementing what we're already doing. And when we're cleansing, we're just getting out of the way for a little bit. So we're not talking about lifelong, we're getting off food and we're going on to juice. We're talking about supplementation. So if it's 2 times more nutritious, with a juicer, we're getting out of the way of the mastication and the digestion, so it's absorbed into our bloodstream. Again, feeds us on a molecular level, deep down to our tissues, and it's what causes the healing. You could fit way more produce through your juicer and condense that into that glass than you can from your blender. With the blender, we have to put in water. We have to, to make it liquefied, and then it's just kind of this sludge we have to drink. It doesn't even taste good, usually. I mean, you can get it right, but we can't get the nutrient value like when we squeeze that juice into a jar. It's why the studies show it's so amazing and healing. And you hear this and you say, yeah, that actually makes sense. I get that. That makes sense. And so you take out your Jack LaLanne juicer, and there it is. You're like, Steve, I got it. I got my Jack LaLanne juicer. Here it is. And I'm good to go. And I say no. This is something that was made to sell on an infomercial, okay? They made this juicer to make money. All those infomercials are products that are made to make money. They have meetings, marketing meetings. What can we sell and make some money? It's the cheapest quality equipment that you're going to find. I know this because we were going to do a juicing commercial at one point, and with Try Best, though. And the problem with that is, you can't make a lot of money when you're using good equipment. That's the truth. And I work with the people that create infomercials, and I know this to be true. I'm sharing what they don't want you to know here. And why is that? Well, this juicer is like your blender in a way, but it spins really fast, centrifugal, and it puts oxygen into your juice. You have to drink it right away. It starts breaking down. And as you know, if you try to make a green juice out of this, well, you're going to pretty much fail because it doesn't really extract much greens from your vegetables. It just doesn't. It's just not efficient. And you lose money using this juicer because of your grocery bills. You have to keep buying more and more produce in order to get a glass of juice out of it. And you're like, what? Why do they say juicing's so good? So no, we recommend a good juicer like the Slow Star or the Green Star Elite, a cold press juicer to make your juices. So it'll last either 1 day to 3 days in the refrigerator. And you can have juicing parties, make them in batches, and not have to worry about it. So it makes it a lot easier to do it that way. And you can say, I don't know about that. That can get really expensive. And I say, then go to a garage sale, go on eBay, get yourself a used one. Rather you spend the same amount that you would for that cheap juicer and get a good quality juicer. Because when it comes down to it, the best juicer is the juicer that the one that you're going to use. You know, the one you're going to use is the best juicer. And no matter what juicer that is, you need this. We send this with every juicer that anyone orders. You guys know that already. We send this extra large cleaning brush because it makes the cleaning take about 10 minutes on your juicer. So whatever juicer you have, get an extra large cleaning brush to clean it. It's going to cut that time in half because that's the number one complaint everyone gives us about juicing. They say, Steve, I don't have time to clean it. Well, this makes it take 10 minutes. So if you have one of these, you already know, type it in the box or chat below. Let me bust me out with a yeah or yes or a Y, or put in the number 2, and I'll know that, yes, you have that brush and you use it, and it's made your life a lot better, because I know what that's like. I had my first Tri-Best juicer 26 years ago, and it took me, 20 minutes, 30 minutes to clean back then, and that's no joke. Christy asked where I can order it. What's its name? You can get it from tribestlife.com, Faye. We offer them too. Or you can get it from tribestlife.com, or you can send me an email at support@juiceguru.com. Sheila said yes, right? Julie said just use mine today. It took me 5 minutes. Stephanie needs to get one. Yes, Stephanie. Stephanie's certified juice therapist, doesn't have one. And I'm not sure why we didn't tell you that when you ordered your juicers from us, but you definitely need to get this. Karen loves the brush. Sorry we missed that with you, Steph. Another tip here in California, we'll have this delivered every week here on our doorstep, right, Julie? Every Thursday, this arrives. It's our organic juicing box. And then what does it mean? It's our signal. We're going to have our juicing party. We're going to juice it all up. We're good for 3 days. What happens after those 3 days? Well, we either get a juice from the juice bar, we get more produce, have another juicing party, or we do what I'm going to share with you in a minute, and I promised before. I told you I'm going to share with you how you can get started without even having a blender or a juicer, and I meant it, and it's my secret weapon too. It's what I use when I don't have time to juice, when I didn't get my produce, or we drank it all, or I didn't get to the gym and I didn't get to the juice bar, and I'm excited to share that with you. Now, this tip, these boxes also, by the way, you can get them from Amazon Prime and have them delivered every week. Keeps you accountable. It's one of those brain training techniques. If it's there, I have to use it, or it's going to go bad, so I better do that. We force ourselves into the habit, and sometimes that's what we need to do. If you've got a Costco by you or Sam's, these buying clubs, take a look. This is Costco. Very inexpensive, less than conventional produce. You can buy essentially all of your organic produce right there in the buying club, bring it home, and you're good to go. Okay? And we've got our template recipe, as you know, at juicegurutemplate.com. Now, this is stuff that's available year-round. This is anti-inflammatory. It's just kale, celery, lemon, cucumber, and ginger. This is the template recipe. With this, you can make over 100 different juices with this one core recipe. So make sure you have this on your refrigerator. This is a tape to your fridge poster I've got at juicegrutemplate.com. If you don't have that printed out on the refrigerator, it's another brain training technique. Every morning you see that, like, oh, God, there's Steve again. He's in my head with his stupid poster on my refrigerator. That's what Eric's saying. Print it out and put it on your refrigerator. Just put it there, and it's going to create the habit. With this one recipe, you change things out, like kale for spinach, kale for chard, dandelion greens, sprouts, microgreens, you name it. Ginger for jalapeno pepper or cayenne. I know not everyone likes that. I get that. Not all of you love that. Cilantro, though, basil, lemons, limes. You just trade them out. and celery, cucumber base, or add a green apple, whatever. Get the template recipe. It makes your life a lot easier. And again, it's produce available year-round. You're not going to run into the number one problem of, I'm going to run out of produce. What do I do next? And here it is, revealed for you for the first time, my secret weapon, the juice you can make when you don't have a juicer, you didn't have time, you didn't have the money to get the produce, whatever it was, you could make this. Get yourself the organic apple cider vinegar, some lemon, and just squeeze it into, well, I'm showing you here a 32-ounce glass. Sip that throughout the morning. This is going to help you lose weight. Lemon helps us lose weight, antimicrobial, antibacterial, and it actually helps to build our immune system. The apple cider vinegar wards off certain diseases, colds, prevents colds. My friends over there on the East Coast. So this is where to start. If you want to start the daily juice habit, I gave you the protocol. I gave you everything you need. You don't even need the book. Start tomorrow morning with this. Go to the store and get some apple cider vinegar. And then get yourself prepared. Get some juices. We've got them for you anyway. And I love this juice. And if I don't have time to make a juice, this is what I do right here. Just make your juice delicious. We're conditioned to believe from an early age that our juice needs to be sweet because that back then we were drinking fruit juices and apple juice and grape juice. But no, it can be an array of flavors. I've got them for you here to show you. It can be savory when you're using a salty celery and hydrating cucumber and herbs like cilantro and basil and mint maybe, or lemons and limes to bring out the flavors. We have a beautiful savory juice. We can do it spicy, like I said, with the cayenne and jalapeno, or we can make it sweet by adding in that Fuji apple, or, less sugar, we'll put in the green apple. Or you just want to do a fruit juice and get some benefits there. Try the pineapple grape ginger. That juice I call the lemon drop, pineapple grape ginger. I've seen some images of that in there. People love this juice. I think Suzanne, who's not here today, she had to go to the hospital for her friend. I told her to watch the replay, though. She actually just bought a TriBest Pro juicer from us, by the way. She sent me an email before I went live. Blessings to Anne-Marie, who she's gone to visit. But pineapple grape ginger is that recipe. It's our summer juice. But pineapple is medium glycemic, so you might want to water that juice down. But it's phenomenal. Really cleansing juice. I want to recap. It's a lot we delivered in the time we were together here. Let's break it down on how to detox and build your body clean with juicing. We're talking about daily juicing and periodic cleansing. Again, our medical advisors recommend 3 to 4 times a year with the changing seasons. We've got ours coming up next week for our summer cleanse. Here comes summer. It's time. It can help reduce your risk of cancer. It can lower your cholesterol, reduce your risk of heart disease, slow down the aging process and the time that comes with it. It gives you natural energy to fit in movement throughout your day. All those things. And, juicing, life, it's one of those things I want you to think about here. We started this off with, I want you to think about this. Here's something else I want you to think about right now. And because it is about what we put in our body, yes, but there's so much more. What we watch on our media, our TV, our news feeds, our social media, everything we're exposed to, our relationships, all of those things are really important when it comes to being an age boss and making the most extraordinary life that you deserve and doing what you love. Are you doing what you love? Because for me, every day I've got to do what I love. And I want to end with this because for me, this is something that's always been there for me. No matter what, Julie, girls come and go, but this one's always here for me, For Billy Joel, it's his baby grand. For me, it's music. What's it for you? What's it for you to live your best life as an age boss and make every minute count? Because that's what it's about. And I want to end on this. When I get older, losing my hair, many years from now, would you still be sending me a Valentine? Sing it. Bottle of wine. If I'd been out till 2:45, would you lock the door? Everyone with me now. Would you still need me? Will you still feed me when I'm 64? Ooh. Thank you. And I'm glad you guys took the minute out of your day to be here and capture the magic with me. And if you want to be part of the summer cleanse, well, there it is. It's part of our 10-day gentle summer cleanse. It was $97. We're doing it for free as part of a membership to our Juice Guru Rewind, where you'll learn everything I'm teaching here, daily juicing, cleansing throughout the year. It's our membership program. I'm giving you the experience for the first time ever, completely free at gentlesummercleanse.com, and you can experience it for 30 days. Do the math. The cleanse starts next Thursday. It's 10 days. I'm giving you a full 30 days. We're not billing you. Cancel if you don't love it, and it's completely free, all of it. Experience what the rewind is like and the cleanse. See if you want to stay part of it, and if you don't, you're out. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Again, my name is Steve Prussack.
Thank you for listening to Juice Guru Radio. Find out more about us at juiceguru.com. Until next time, get your juice on.